Hi everyone. So today is going to be the first of a few or many different real talks that I do. And we're just concluding this series of talks on divorce. And so I figured I'd end with a real talk. And I think you guys will get to know, who I am and how I think. And I can pretty much see the good in every situation. Sometimes it takes a minute when it's a situation involving myself, but I can always turn things into a positive and find areas of growth in all aspects of, or situations that happen in life. And so with my first two videos about divorce, I really tell you this story about how, you can get through it and that there is, light at the end of the tunnel. So today I wanted to give you the real talk. It's a tough one, but I think sometimes when you hear stories and someone tries to give inspiration in these situations, our first reaction is to think, well, they don't know what I'm going through. And so I kind of feel like if I share the true, feelings of each moment through that process, that maybe we can relate a little bit and you can see that, there is some real in all of this. And so we'll start in the moment that I intercepted that lovely email that basically ended my marriage. In that moment, when I read the email, I was crushed, truly crushed. I felt like everything was ending, and I couldn't believe that we were here again. It had happened several times in my marriage, and I was broken. And so when I confronted him, I was really crushed. I thought, what have I done to deserve this? And we always do this. It's like, what did we do? Why is this happening to us? And so after he left that morning, everything went through my mind. I thought, oh my goodness, and I believe I was around 35 years old, and I thought, who is going to want me? How am I going to get through this? Am I going to be alone forever? It was very defeating, and I kind of felt like I had done something to deserve all of this, and that's not true, but that's how I felt. And so I was crushed, and for those 14 months that I described where I cried every day, I really needed to do that because I felt so little. I was crushed down to the point that I didn't see value in myself, and I thought, if the person that I love doesn't love me back, then maybe I'm just not worthy of love. It was a hard year, 14-ish months to get through, to see that that's not true. But I felt those things, and I felt down, and I wouldn't say that I hit a point of depression, but I was very down, very sad, very low. Didn't see much value. And then, when you get into a situation where someone from your married world gets across your path, and you think, oh my goodness, you're in a store and you see that person, and you try to hide, or at least I did. Because I went from, standing strong or tall to being this big. When anybody from my marriage past came into my path. At the time, and still to this day, thankfully, but my sister-in-law, my first husband's sister, was my best friend then. And I had to take a break from her as well, because I would be brought down to that tiny, tiny feeling whenever I was with her. It brought things back too much. So I had to take a break from her. And thankfully, through all of that, she was able to give me the time I needed. And our relationship was very strong, so we were able to get through that, thankfully. And we are still great friends to this day. So I guess in all of it, the feelings of not feeling worthy and sad and blaming yourself, it's all normal. Of course, we're going to look at, what did I do to create this horrible marriage, or at least in his eyes, and at the end of the day, truly, the kind of love that I was giving wasn't what he needed, and he couldn't give me the kind of love that I needed and deserved. And so it just didn't work. And thankfully, the woman that he was with and eventually married, they have children now, and so it was for purpose. And so here it is again, seeing the good in every situation. But truly, the real talk is you're going to have some bad feelings, and feel them. Get them through your system, because you didn't do anything to deserve this. And if you did, it's a chance to grow. And the great thing about every morning is that it is God's way of giving you a clean slate, a new day to be better, to work harder, and maybe to do different to what you did the day before or in the past. So either way, your fault or not, there's always a new day to try again. And thankfully, in my story, I was able to find love again, and actually found true love the way that I need it and the way that my husband now needs it. Works perfect for us. So feel those feelings, confide in a good friend, and really get those feelings out and move forward. Take a step every day towards that fully healed self that is in the future. You'll get there, but it is normal to feel all of those feelings of not being worthy, or that it was your fault, or that no one will love you again. Even if you don't find a marriage again, or that's not in what you want, that's okay. You're going to find your strength, and it's there. That's the real talk, ladies. So you can do this. Reach out if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.